Alright, in a couple of days I need to go to Munich for a short business trip, and I need to carry 2 bags, or I want to carry 2 bags as carry-on, and I'm not 100% sure if I can actually make the weight limitations of that flight, because I need to carry some equipment. And yeah, so I was kind of getting 2 bags that I believe are lightweight, still would fit the items that I need to carry. One of them being the Bellroy Transit Light carry-on. That's the rolling version of the backpack version that I carried to Thailand, and this bag from Alpaka. And I want to do a first impressions and unboxing of this Alpaka backpack tote backpack first, and give you the final review when I come back from Munich. So yeah, right now I want to unbox this, do first impressions. Therefore, while I do know a couple of things about this bag because I did choose it, I did that a few weeks ago, so I kind of forgot some of those features. Therefore, first impressions, non-edited. I did not inform myself too much about this bag, so I can give you first impressions as if I would be walking into a brick and mortar store. For those of you who don't know, because I know many of you are not subscribed, maybe consider subscribing. With first impressions, yeah, as just said, I don't inform myself, so I can give you the honest first impressions, and I don't edit these, so you can kind of experience in real time what I think about this bag, and maybe something is so weird that I don't understand it, and then you can kind of see it without editing. So without further ado, let's open up this packaging. And here we are. So this is called the Flow Tote bag in the black Axoflux 400D edition. So last year I said, oh no, was it last year or this year? No, last year I said tote bags are up and coming, and tote bags are extremely versatile in terms of using them for work, for everyday carry, and having the two-way option of carrying it like a tote bag, but also like a backpack is, in my humble opinion, extremely versatile. This year I made a video about that every car should have one tote bag in the back because it's a great bag to grocery shop or use as a secondary bag. And specifically, I wanted to utilize this bag because in my mind, I can fit all of my work gear inside. And I'm a film editor. I need to carry not only my laptop, but I also carry stuff like a Thunderbolt dock, a Blackmagic output device, because I need to kind of not only see my monitors, but also give a video signal, a professional video signal from my laptop to a monitor. And sometimes I also carry a mechanical keyboard, so that's a lot of stuff that is very heavy. And in my mind, I feel like this bag has not that much weight on its own. Yeah, it's fairly lightweight, but also because it's a tote bag, I feel like that some people at the airport when I'm checking in could perceive it as a very lightweight bag, because it's not a backpack, it is fairly slim, and a tote bag, I could carry it on my shoulders, and therefore I feel the perception is when it's a backpack, people kind of consider, okay, let's check out the weight, let's check out the dimensions. But with a tote bag, I feel like, oh, it's lightweight, it's not big of a deal. Just let that person pass and don't worry too much about the weight. At least that is what I'm hoping for. Because this is a tote bag, from first impressions I can already tell it's not as, let's say, rigid and doesn't have its own structure and shape like a backpack. A backpack has some of rigidity in the bottom, giving some protection to the bottom, but more importantly, keep at least some parts of the bag, more specifically the bottom part, keep it in shape and have it a specific heft. And that's why I believe that the perception of a backpack might be more leaning towards, okay, that's heavy because it's so bulky. With this tote bag, and that's what I'm hoping for, it doesn't have the rigidity and therefore potentially will be perceived as lightweight. But the trade-off is there is not a lot of protection. There is some padding. I can feel some padding here in the back panel where the laptop might be stored, but yeah, some padding here, but overall it's a very, let's say, malleable and flexible bag. And again, this is something that I was looking for. This is why I want this. It gives me enough flexibility to store all of my bulky items, but also hopefully will be perceived as something lightweight. Oh, this is malleable, so yeah, that person can just chuck it underneath the airplane seat. That's at least what I'm hoping for. So that's point A. This is already covered. I think this could kind of work with the items that I want to carry. This carry handle is very soft. I'm actually quite surprised by this fabric. This kind of feels like reinforced, not sweater, but maybe you know those, sometimes you have those gym clothing that is a little bit thicker, but kind of like a sweater, and this feels like it's very soft, yet feels durable and yeah, easy to carry around. It doesn't dig into my hand, so I do like this a lot. On the other side, it's actually here a little bit reinforced with a regular kind of strap that goes over to these shoulder straps. These are very thin and non-padded, and this could become uncomfortable. If this gets very heavy, then this might dig into my shoulders. But again, hoping that this will be perceived as lightweight, and this being not as bulky, this shoulder strap, means that they won't get in my way when I need to put it in the overhead compartment or underneath the airplane seat. Speaking of straps, here's a luggage pass-through. You can actually detach the shoulder straps here on the bottom, but okay, you can detach the shoulder straps via this metal carabiner and then store them in here, giving me another kind of stealthy mode to make people believe that this bag is lightweight. Again, I just know this bag will become very heavy, and I really want to prevent anyone from weighing this bag. As far as I can tell, some people told me, oh, when you're just traveling carry-on, they won't weigh your bags. But because I only have one personal item and one carry-on bag that's not supposed to be heavier than 8 kilograms, I'm not sure. I'm fearful. I don't want to kind of check in these bags with all of the equipment. So I want to make sure that I can kind of prevent anyone from kind of asking me, hey, could you please step over here and let me weigh your bags? I really want to prevent that. Then we have a water bottle slot here on the side, which I probably will have my Luggage water bottle in here. But I don't know yet. Again, I have so much stuff. I want to reduce weight as much as possible. Oh, what I just noticed is this water bottle slot has a zipper. So, okay, you can expand this if you notice that your bottle is too big. But this feels like a very spacious water bottle compartment. Then here on the front with the AquaGuard zipper, you have really spacious organization panel. I do like this design, that this is like this rounded J-shaped zipper, and you have lots of pockets here to organize stuff, and then one zippered mesh pocket. This is really cool for quick access stuff to store items away, a key leash, and I do like that this is a bright, it's not white and it's not silver, it's kind of like a beige or eggshell kind of color. I like that a lot. Ripstop fabric. Oh, I just noticed because the fabric is very soft and malleable. Oh no, I know it works. I felt like it would not really work well with the zippers, but it did. Then going into the main compartment. This is something that I also always mention with Bellroy bags. There is kind of this, let's say, rain gutter style of the zipper. So you have this zipper and then you have a lip here and here, and it kind of creates this pool where water could accumulate. So if you potentially are in Indonesia and you need to walk through the rain, while I feel like the materials are very water resistant, water resistant, water could accumulate here, or even dust or dirt, and could kind of just gather in this pool, in this rain gutter. And while the zippers are great, if there is water kind of accumulating here, even if this is closed, there could be the potential of water kind of pushing through some openings through the zipper inside. So definitely something to take note or be aware of when you might be walking through rain. Here on the top, there's a smaller pocket that I just noticed. It's kind of like a hidden pocket with a magnet. And this is actually really cool. So it's a quick access pocket. I wouldn't use it probably because this magnet basically doesn't close it completely shut. This would be like a temporary storage, maybe for some, I don't know, energy bars, maybe a small little book or whatever. But I wouldn't utilize it to really store something important in this pocket. But it's good to have this kind of storage. I mean, you also know that I do like to store my valuables in a quick access pocket. If I'm going through the TSA check, I rather have my phone, wallet, keys in my bag instead of just dropping it inside those plastic bins. But I feel like, yes, you could store them here, but it's also quite dangerous if you, for example, have this on the luggage belt through the X-ray and then you just grab it like so quickly. I don't know if items could just kind of slide out. So going inside the main compartment, dual zipper. These are not AquaGuard zippers, but I assume a YKK zipper. Let me check. Yeah, YKK zippers. Not sure why they didn't choose an AquaGuard zipper here on the top, because as I said, water can accumulate here. An AquaGuard zipper could have been cool. Bright. Again, this kind of eggshell, beige, silvery, bright in the lining, which I do like a lot. We have the laptop slot here with padding. Again, this is a tote bag, therefore top loading, so it's really good that Alpaka chose a bright inner lining. So any item that is at the bottom will be easily visible. So I would love if all brands, no matter if it's a clamshell, a top loading, or whatever bag it might be, would just choose bright inner fabric. It makes finding stuff so much easier, especially with these top loading bags. So you have a laptop slot. Let me just double check. Is this suspended? Yes, it is suspended about an inch. So about 2 to 2.5 centimeters from the ground. So the laptop slot kind of stops here, which is good. However, because this is a tote bag, and as I said, this is very, as you see here, very malleable. If you drop this too quickly, the whole laptop compartment, even though it's suspended, will kind of sag. Very difficult to see here, but you see this, how soft this is? If it bumps, it still will somewhat crush on the ground. So be mindful if you drop this bag to the ground. Then you have another slot here. So here's the laptop slot. Here is another slot, maybe for a tablet. Then you have a slot here on the side. Maybe a little bit difficult to see. It is somewhat kind of like a water bottle slot. This would be probably a really good place maybe for my pencil case or any longer items that you want to store, pouches. I wouldn't kind of recommend to store like small items because yes, you can get your whole hand inside, but it will be a little bit cumbersome. For smaller items, probably this zippered mesh pocket here is the better choice, although this goes all the way, not almost to the bottom, but this would be the place for smaller items. But that's basically it. A very spacious main compartment. Overall, let me now check this. So the Flow Tote bag has a capacity of 16 liters, if I'm not completely mistaken. Let me double check. It doesn't say how many liters this is, but I believe I chose this specifically for the sub 20 liter capacity. And I believe it is something like 16 to 20 liters. So yeah, as I said, I will be traveling to Munich in the next few days and will do a proper vlog review video about those two bags. So don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss that video. And yeah, that is my first impressions. It's a really good bag. I think with Alpaka bags, you cannot get wrong. And I really hope that my idea of people perceiving this bag as very lightweight will kind of work out. Let's see. I will try to pack it out now. And then, yes, let's see how it will work out in Munich. So first impressions of the Flow Tote bag from Alpaka. What are your opinions about this bag? What are your experiences with carry-on travel? I know, or at least from my other reviewer friends and looking at other YouTube videos and seeing in the comments, domestic flights in USA are much easier to travel just carry-on. Here in Germany and also in Asia, they tend to be a little bit stricter when it comes down to measuring the bag, weighing the carry-on bags, which is the reason why I rarely travel carry-on only, because I have so much equipment usually with me. I never have been able to stick to that weight limitation. So what are your experiences, especially if you potentially live in Europe or in Asia? Let me know in the comment section below. And if you want to see maybe a different, maybe the Bellroy Transit check-in bag, check it out up here. YouTube thinks that you like the video down here. Post an airplane emoji if you watch to the end, and don't forget to subscribe by clicking the button up here. That way we see each other in the next video. Thank you very much.